But honestly, I don't know why you would. Again, as I've said in my last video, when you can play on this bigger screen. Which is pretty cool, right? I think it is, at least. Hello and welcome to another video from Slick4Tech. In this video we will be testing out some Wii games for you on the beautiful Samsung Galaxy Fold with a Snapdragon 855 processor. This is Samsung's recent flagship phone. Not completely new, but as you can see, it is completely foldable. Not sure if I could get that on camera. And of course, in today's video we will be playing Wii games with the Dolphin Emulator version 5.0 MMJ, and of course you could see the CPU temperature, battery temperature and the RAM usage on this device. 8GB of RAM, 512GB of ROM storage. So let's get started. We will be playing Wii games and the settings are on default. General, emulated override, emulated CPU clock speed. I'm gonna put on 40% or so, and sync on skip idle is enabled, and for enhancements, internal resolution is set on 720p for a better quality. Hope you enjoy the video. Starting off with Sonic Sega AllStars Racing. Also, before I say anything else, I wanted to quickly say I am using a gamepad, so you won't see my fingers on the screen. So for Sonic Sega AllStars Racing, there is some lag. As you can see, we are playing 30 FPS, but there are some frame drops to about 27 or 26. So in general, I would call this game playable. See some frame drops, but what can you expect? It is a Wii game, and it is driving, so there's that too. .26 FPS frame drops. Pretty sad actually. We have some frame drops unfortunately, but most of the time we are at 30 FPS. So that was Sonic Sega AllStars Racing. TrackMania build to race. Now before I continue, I want to quickly toggle controls so you don't have to see these on-screen things. So far 60 FPS, and it is very sensitive control, so forgive me if I don't drive well. For most of it we did get 60 FPS, but there was some frame drops. Crash, Mind over Mutant. So 30 FPS for this one. Completely stable, no frame drops whatsoever. So 30 FPS for this. Moving on, we got Mario Kart Wii. Don't forget, this is running on 720p, so if you want a smoother experience than this, all you need to do is put the resolution even lower on the default settings. But for me, this lag is not annoying enough for me to change anything specific. For most of it, we are getting a nice and smooth 60 FPS, and the graphics look amazing on this. Again, I have to say it because the camera that I'm filming with might not do it any justice. But again, nice and smooth 60 FPS, way better than the Android version of the game, Mario Kart. Moving on, we got Need for Speed Pro Street. Now this game is not playable in my opinion because very graphical. But we will play it anyhow, just to show you how badly it plays. I don't even know how to play it because of the controls. There. This is how you gas. So I don't know how to turn. Maybe I didn't fix the controls too well. But yeah, controls are not turning, unfortunately. But as you see, when there are no cars around, you are getting a solid 60 FPS, and when there are cars around, this is the kind of FPS you're getting. 25 FPS, so I wouldn't call this playable whatsoever, unfortunately, since it's dropping from 60 to 30. Now moving to Need for Speed Carbon. Let's just drive how it is for now. Gonna have to fix it and maybe make another video another time. But for now, as you can see, it's running 20 FPS, so not good at all. Not stable, unfortunately. If you do want to play Need for Speed Carbon, you're better off playing the GameCube version, which is running much more stable. Still 22 FPS. It does look alright if you can get the controls working and you don't mind the lag. Should be fine, but other than that, I wouldn't recommend this. Spyro, Legend of Spyro the Eternal Night. So this slow motion is just part of the game. Don't think it's lag. You are getting a smooth 25 FPS.
How did that happen?
The purple dragon can wield many abilities that others cannot, including time itself.
So as you can see, this is how it is. Nice and smooth. 25 FPS. So as you see, we did drop to 23 FPS there. But for most of it, we are at 26, 25. So it is completely playable. Crash. What happened? Crash of the Titans is the next game we're testing. This is very graphical, unfortunately, so don't expect this phone to be able to play it. Maybe if you change the settings a bit. But then again, we are getting 30 FPS, so that's alright. FPS. FPS. So far it hasn't dropped below 30 FPS, so that is a good sign. But there is lag and I can notice it, so... Oh, 20 FPS we dropped to. That was some serious lag there, unfortunately. So, again, another game I wouldn't recommend. Look at that lag. So that was Crash of the Titans. Scarface is the next game. I'm not sure if I set the controls correct for this, so bear with it, but look at the FPS anyway. And I died. As you see, we did drop to 19 FPS and we were at it wasn't stable at 25 FPS, so wouldn't call Scarface playable either. Sonic, what is this? Sonic Unleashed? Yep. You see some frame drops to 26 FPS. For most of it we are stable. Now moving on to another part of it, which is the racing parts. As you see, we do get some frame drops. 26 FPS, the same as before, 25 FPS. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Sonic Unleashed, but if you are, you can play this. I would prefer playing Sonic Heroes, much more enjoyable than this. But as you see, most of the time we are at 30 FPS, even here. Now moving on, this is Zelda, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess to be specific. As you can see, we are getting 30 FPS. But we do get drops to 24 FPS too, so... So we're going to jump in the water. As you can see, pretty smooth. I don't notice any lag, so I would call this game another playable game. All good. Let's see if I have another load state. So as you can see, it's nice and smooth at 30 FPS, locked and stable. Moving on, this is the football game in Azuma 11. So I don't know how to play this, but if it happens, let's see. As you can see, we're getting a nice 30 FPS, but with these cutscenes we did get some to 23 FPS. FPS, nice. I don't know why I just did that. Let's watch one more cutscene and then. As you can see, still 30 FPS, so that's good. Much better than any other phone I've seen. Now, going on to the next game, which is Super Mario Galaxy 2. This was very popular because it's one of my favorite Wii games. It's one of the best Wii games, I think. But unfortunately, this Dolphin version, MMJ version, does not play Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't know why, it seems to crash. So, getting the other Dolphin version, which I have here, I can show it to you. But before I do, I need to make sure you understand one thing. In terms of graphics, you're gonna have to put the internal resolution on 1 times native. Okay, so we fixed that. As you could see, we're getting 60 FPS, but we do get some frame drops, unfortunately, to about 45 FPS on these kinds of boss fight scenes. Still very fun to play, I would say. Let's go on to another cutscene. Save state. That was close, I was about to fall off. For most of it, as you can see, we are getting 60 FPS, but there is frame drops, unfortunately. Am I gonna die? And I died. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Moving on. We got Epic Mickey. Which one is this? 2. Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. So this is a co-op game. You can see we're getting about 30 FPS. There are some frame drops, but let's go on to another part.
Out of here by using that balcony.
So again 30 FPS, but look, we are now on 30, but we are getting some frame drops to 22 FPS. Seems to be stable now again. You can see the kind of frame things we're getting. So not completely playable, unfortunately, but still depends on how much you want to play, I guess. So Donkey Kong Country Returns. Now this game should be running stable, but unfortunately I haven't set the correct settings apparently, because this is a very easy game to emulate. We're running 50 FPS, stable, some frame drops, but other than that, and I died. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Next game is The Last Story. Unfortunately, this game has a graphical bug where you can't see their pants, their trousers. So that's a problem. I don't know. I would definitely not call this playable. I've tried this on the other Dolphin version, the official version. They still don't have their pants on, their trousers on, so unfortunately that's that. Let's see if there's another save state. Nope. And you can see the lag it has. This is lag. All lag.
Yurik, do you sense anything? Yeah, unlike anything we've seen so far. This gets bad by the minute.
And here's a cutscene for a monster. So in general seems fine, 30 FPS, but I think the biggest deal breaker is the fact that they're not wearing any pants, and there is still lag, so Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So as you can see, we're getting 21 FPS, 23 FPS. .25 FPS. 25 FPS, but has frame drops to about 21 FPS. So, we had drops to 19 FPS, and it was running pretty decently, but I wouldn't call that playable. So let's move on to the next game, Super Mario Bros. Wii, the new Super Mario Bros. Wii. This is probably the best game you could play on this tablet, in my opinion. But, as you can see, classic controller. Am I doing this right? Horizontal, that's it. I forgot the controls, so give me a minute. There it is. And I died. Let's reload it now that I know the settings. So as you can see, it's running smooth at 50 FPS with very minimal lag. Yep, no lag at all. 50 FPS, nice and smooth. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Next we got Sonic Colors. As you can see, temperature's on 49 degrees and battery temperature is on 36. In terms of heat, it's not hot at all, it's nice and cool. For this game we are running 30 FPS, but we are getting frame drops to 26 FPS. This is Sonic Colors. Other than that, most of the time we are at 30 FPS, so that's a good sign. As you can see, still 30 FPS. So, 30 FPS Sonic Colors. Next we got Naruto Shippuden Gekito Ninja Taisen Special. This is one of my favorite Naruto games on Wii. So, let's play this. I think I need to reload the config to... There it is. Here. Ready to play. Don't know what's happening though. Why would you even play Android games when there are so many Wii games you could play? 60 FPS, 720p display, quality graphics, resolution, perfect. Rayman Origins. So 50 FPS, no lag. Let's find out the controls first because I don't know how to run apparently. How the hell do you run in this game? I don't know how to run. Let's try different controls. There it is. There's run. Okay, so 50 FPS, nice, smooth. That's better. Now that we can actually run. Let's not get squashed here. Oops. And dead. 50 FPS either way, nice and smooth. The final Wii game I have is a very simple game called Kirbys Return to Dreamland. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. But 60 FPS, no doubt. There's nothing that could really cause any lag in this game, it's pretty basic. I'm sure you could see it yourself. You could probably end up playing this at 4K too and not have any issues. So, hopefully this video was useful to you, informative, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and if you dislike, and if you want, leave a comment in the comment this part. Help me reach 1,000 subs, and if you can, check out my website, slick4tech.com. If you're wondering, yeah, I used to post these videos like a few years ago, and then I closed my YouTube channel. It was called Sal's Tech. This is a new one called Slick4Tech. If you want to not lose me this time, please don't forget to visit my website. I have all of these videos uploaded there, and I will be doing full reviews and everything with any statistics you need. And if you want me to request a new game to test, all you need to do is simply fill out the request form on my website, and I would make sure to download the game and test it in my future videos. Now, just for a special look, since this is the Galaxy Fold, you know, I will quickly show you that, yes, of course, this does bend like this. Oops, wrong way. And of course, you do have... Where is it? Do you see Mario Kart Wii? There. Of course, you can play on this smaller screen too, as you can see. But honestly, I don't know why you would. Again, as I've said in my last video, when you can play on this bigger screen, which is pretty cool, right? I think it is, at least.